Dopamine Nation, Finding Balance in the Age of Indulgence by Dr. Anna Lembke. Key point 1. Compulsive consumption poses a threat to both our well-being and the global environment. A surge in addiction worldwide is evident, with leading causes of death linked to addiction-related issues such as high blood pressure, tobacco use, physical inactivity, and obesity. These factors not only impact individual lives, but also place significant strain on healthcare systems, economies, and societies at large. The advent of technology has introduced new forms of addictive substances, including online pornography, gambling, and video games, turning our smartphones into constant sources of dopamine. Simultaneously, traditional drugs like opioids, nicotine, cannabis, and processed foods have become more potent and accessible, contributing to escalating addiction rates. The rise of polypharmacy, or the concurrent use of multiple drugs, further compounds the issue. Dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and pleasure, plays a central role in addiction. Harmful substances can artificially elevate dopamine levels, potentially leading to addiction. The production of drugs also takes a toll on the environment, consuming significant energy and introducing pollutants into the soil and water. Addressing addiction and its root causes, including poverty and limited access to education, is crucial. Simply restricting drug access may lead to unintended consequences, such as the emergence of black markets. This exploration delves into society's relentless pursuit of pleasure, revealing the toll it takes on mental health and relationships. It exposes the hidden effects of living in an always connected world, constantly seeking the next thrill and dopamine hit. Key point 2. Advancements in neuroscience underscore the link between dopamine levels and addiction risk. For instance, dopamine release increases significantly with stimuli like chocolate and sex, but a single dose of amphetamine can trigger a boost comparable to the intensity of 10 orgasms, disrupting brain communication and fostering dependence. Repeated exposure to pleasure weakens the initial response and strengthens the subsequent pain response, driving individuals to seek more substance or activity for satisfaction and eventually leading to addiction. The societal stigma surrounding addiction can hinder help-seeking, resulting in discrimination, isolation, and heightened feelings of shame and hopelessness. Contrary to misconceptions, addiction is not a moral failing, but a chronic disease altering brain chemistry. Effective treatment requires addressing the biological, psychological, and social factors contributing to the condition. Long-term drug use, as revealed by brain imaging studies, impedes access to positive emotions and makes individuals more susceptible to pain, making it challenging for those with addiction to find joy in life. The pursuit of pleasure without considering consequences can lead to disconnection from oneself and the world, contributing to a lack of purpose and meaning in life. Despite our neurological systems evolving to handle pleasure and pain in a world of scarcity, the transformation into a world of overwhelming abundance has left our brains struggling to adapt. Pursuing pleasure without regard for consequences can result in emotional relief offsetting physical suffering, leading to a disconnection from oneself and the world. An intriguing finding suggests that our minds can be tricked into feeling less pain. In a recent study, participants who were informed they would experience pain reported high pain levels even when the stimulus was not painful, emphasizing the role of expectation in human pain perception. Key point 3. Developing self-control is a skill within your grasp. To effectively tackle addiction, be it to drugs, binge-watching, binge-reading, or endless scrolling, a comprehensive approach is vital. The dopamine framework serves as a guide to address addictive behaviors, with the acronym representing data. Collect information about the substance or behavior, including usage patterns and frequency. Objectives. Identify the reasons behind the substance use or behavior, which can range from managing emotions to alleviating boredom. Problems. Acknowledge the issues arising from high dopamine substances or activities, encompassing health, relationships, or moral concerns. Abstinence. Temporarily cease use to reset the brain's reward pathway, restore homeostasis, and rediscover the ability to appreciate less potent rewards. Mindfulness. Cultivate mindfulness to observe thoughts and emotions without judgment, fostering self-awareness and compassion. Insight. Attain understanding of addictive behaviors through abstinence and reflection. Next steps. Establish personal goals for the future, whether involving sustained abstinence or moderated use. Experiment. Develop strategies for maintaining a healthy dopamine balance through trial and error. In a world where a click, a swipe, or a bite can trigger a dopamine surge, patience becomes the antidote. A technique known as self-binding can help rejuvenate your capacity to experience pleasure. Self-binding involves intentionally creating barriers between yourself and addictive substances or behaviors. Recognizing the limitations of willpower, scientists have devised various self-binding strategies, including physical, chronological, and categorical methods. Physical self-binding entails creating tangible obstacles, such as locking away alcohol or using medications to block the effects of addictive substances. Chronological self-binding, or time-based self-binding, involves restricting engagement or consumption to specific periods to moderate use and prevent compulsive behavior. Categorical self-binding entails categorizing dopamine-rich activities and substances, designating some subcategories as off-limits and others as acceptable. This approach proves effective in fostering healthier interactions with food, sex, and smartphones. Mythologizing is another self-binding form where mind-altering drugs are elevated to sacred categories for use in religious ceremonies. By regulating their availability and having designated individuals oversee distribution, the aim is to enable consumption without misuse. Combining self-binding strategies with insight and self-awareness can effectively moderate consumption and reduce addiction. Key point 4. Your emotions should not be viewed as adversaries. There has been a notable transformation in medical philosophy in the modern era. The once prevailing notion that pain was an integral and beneficial aspect of life has evolved into a desire to eradicate it. Consequently, there is a tendency to seek immediate relief, even for minor discomforts, through distractions like feel-good pills, binge-watching, and endless scrolling. Our persistent efforts to evade pain might contribute to a broader sense of dissatisfaction. Despite the abundance in wealthier countries, there is a reported decline in happiness over the past decade, as evidenced by the World Happiness Report, particularly in countries like the US. Interestingly, wealthier nations also exhibit higher rates of generalized anxiety disorder than their less affluent counterparts. Scientists posit that this increase in distress may be attributed to individuals working excessively hard to numb their pain. There is a growing concern that prolonged use of psychiatric medications may not be effective and could potentially worsen symptoms. Evidence suggests that drugs like antidepressants, anxiolytics, hypnotics, and stimulants may exacerbate certain issues. Additionally, these medications may lead individuals to lose essential aspects of their humanity, such as a limited emotional range or a sense of disconnection from their true selves. There is a cost associated with medicating every form of human suffering, and an alternative, more effective path might involve embracing pain. According to Lembke, while medication is essential for certain mental conditions, others stem from addiction to stimulating entertainment and distractions to alleviate boredom. Mental health issues often surface when overstimulation diminishes. Boredom is not a negative experience, but a catalyst for creativity and personal growth. In today's fast-paced, technology-driven world, opportunities for solitude and introspection are rare. Constantly engaging our minds with captivating media may hinder our ability to think deeply, reflect on our lives, and tap into our inherent creativity. Welcoming boredom with open arms allows for introspection. Instead of treating boredom as an unwelcome visitor, it can be seen as an invitation to pause, step back, and reconnect with our authentic selves. Key point 5. Moderate doses of pain can lead to increased pleasure. The intricate relationship between struggle and satisfaction has long intrigued philosophers, psychologists, and scientists. While traditionally viewed as opposing forces, recent research suggests a more nuanced connection between them. For instance, ice-cold water immersion has been found to enhance blood circulation, elevate mood, and alleviate symptoms of depression. Today, this concept is resurging in the form of cold showers. The idea of hormesis challenges the conventional belief that all exposure to toxins or stressors is detrimental. Instead, it proposes that small amounts of exposure to cold, heat, and even radiation can be beneficial. While some findings are contentious, intermittent fasting has demonstrated health benefits. Exercise, causing mild cellular stress, prevents serious health issues when absent. Regular physical activity can deter the onset of drug abuse and addiction. Moreover, pushing through the discomfort of exercise can result in a sense of triumph, leading to satisfaction. Extreme sports like skydiving, kitesurfing, and hang gliding may become addictive due to the release of adrenaline and dopamine. Although not everyone engaged in extreme or endurance sports is addicted, the risk increases with the quantity and duration of the activity. Ancient philosophers such as Socrates observed the interplay between pain and pleasure. Modern accounts, like those of individuals surviving lightning strikes, further support the notion that suffering can give way to satisfaction. This phenomenon is observable in various aspects of life, such as an improved mood after illness, an endorphin rush following a workout, or the excitement derived from a horror show. In a way, painful experiences demand compensation. Fortunately, pain and joy share overlapping brain regions, allowing the reward to closely follow. Discomfort may lead to pleasure due to homeostasis, the body's self-regulation. However, in some cases, individuals may become addicted to suffering, evident in those who overexercise or engage in self-harm. Workaholism is another form of addiction, where individuals become absorbed in their work and find it challenging to disengage. Such behavior may strain intimate connections with friends and family. Key point 6. Shame can be a valuable asset in the battle against addiction. Navigating the concept of shame can be complex when addressing compulsive overconsumption. How others respond to our shortcomings significantly influences our self-perception. Painful feelings can trigger a downward spiral when faced with rejection or criticism. Conversely, if met with acceptance, forgiveness, and assistance, we embark on the path of constructive shame. This practice allows us to acknowledge our missteps and break free from harmful habits. Through shame, we learn the importance of genuine apologies. Given that mistakes are inherent to human nature, prosocial shame is indispensable for a functioning society. The key is to develop an action plan with specific steps to rectify errors. This approach fosters acceptance, empathy, and a sense of belonging rather than exclusion. Alcoholics. Anonymous exemplifies the concept of prosocial shame, emphasizing its necessity for maintaining societal order. Being accountable to oneself and others while nurturing empathy is crucial. AA's approach to constructive shame involves a commitment to sobriety and anticipating guilt in the event of a relapse. Integrating prosocial shame into family life can be beneficial for cultivating healthy relationships and personal growth. By admitting vulnerabilities, parents can create an environment where children feel at ease, expressing their thoughts and learning from their mistakes. Feeling accepted despite one's flaws promotes a healthy release of dopamine. While shame may carry a negative connotation in today's digital age, it can yield positive effects when applied constructively and prosocially. Constructive shame encourages reflection on behaviors, admission of mistakes, and taking responsibility. It involves a healthy level of self-awareness and self-critique, aiding individuals in learning from experiences and making improved choices in the future. Additionally, shame is not the sole tool for personal growth in the battle against addiction. Self-compassion needs to be incorporated to assist individuals in their journey toward self-improvement. Striking a balance between constructive shame and compassion and applying them according to individual needs is key. Fun fact: many animal species exhibit shame, indicating its fundamental role in social behavior. With an evolutionary purpose, this feeling is crucial in shaping moral emotions and enhancing social cognition. Key point 7. To overcome our addictions, we must practice honesty, both with ourselves and with others. Radical honesty, a fundamental principle in major religions and ethical codes, is crucial for breaking free from the cycle of addiction. Despite this, humans often struggle with being entirely truthful, and this tendency is rooted in our nature. The act of telling the truth can be challenging, given that humans are wired to lie from a young age. The evolution of human language has elevated the sophistication of lying, and while lies may provide some adaptive advantages, resorting to dishonesty initiates a detrimental cycle. Lying leads to isolation. Isolation contributes to overconsumption. Overconsumption fosters self-hatred. Self-hatred results in poor mental health, perpetuating further lying. Denial, commonly experienced in addiction, may stem from a disconnect between the reward pathway and higher cortical brain regions. Addiction treatments aim to restore these connections, and radical honesty plays a pivotal role in preventing relapses and the progression of addiction. Paradoxically, being authentic and vulnerable draws people closer to us, contrary to the fear of pushing them away. When others witness our struggles, it fosters a sense of shared humanity, reassuring them that they are not alone in their weaknesses. Taking responsibility for one's actions is a crucial aspect of progress in recovery. Those who consistently blame others may find it challenging to improve, whereas acknowledging personal mistakes and shortcomings can be a catalyst for positive change. Therapeutic interventions help individuals shift their mindset, adopt constructive narratives, and take ownership of their journey toward recovery. In a digital age where curated online profiles often present an idealized version of life, practicing honesty becomes increasingly important. Embracing authenticity reduces the mental effort required to maintain a false image, fosters spontaneity, and counters feelings of inadequacy and isolation. Honesty also enhances our ability to delay gratification and transform individual lives, and by extension, the world. Both truth-telling and lying can be contagious, emphasizing the broader impact of our choices. In conclusion, the quest for shortcuts to escape life's challenges often leads to temporary relief but contributes to long-term problems. Overcoming unhealthy cravings involves replacing them with positive tendencies, engaging in creative hobbies, practicing mindfulness, and finding meaning in work or activities. Seeking professional help through counseling or therapy can provide guidance and support, aiding in the development of healthier habits. Shifting the narrative around addiction from personal failure to a health issue is crucial for creating an environment that supports treatment, recovery, and prevention. This involves recognizing the complex interplay of biological and psychological factors in addiction, fostering empathy, self-reflection, and staying informed about the latest advancements in addiction neuroscience.